Well, Matt's here now. That picture of the elk on the beach, Cannon Beach, absolutely gorgeous, and now it is all starting to make sense.
Right? Yeah, I mean, that really does kind of fill in a big piece of the puzzle, potentially. Here's the picture. Gary Hayes shot this at Cannon Beach this evening at the end of the day, and herd of elk on the beach at Cannon Beach. And we mentioned this the other day that usually if you have elk, you've got cougar following the elk, so perhaps this is why we're seeing the cougar sightings at Cannon Beach the way we have, because the elk are afoot. Either way, great shot. Something you don't see very often, a herd of elk on the beach like that, and really, really well composed as well. Thank you, Gary Hayes, for that picture. Okay, meanwhile, inland, the Columbia River rolling on, but look at this. See that? That's wildfire smoke kind of drifting north, a very, very thin layer, and as the sun goes down, it kind of gets illuminated a little bit better. That's all just smoke. There's no cloud involved with that. So where's it coming from? Because when you look at our smoke model, it's all getting blown on down to the south, right? But this is the ground level wind and the ground level smoke, and that's getting pushed away. The upper level winds starting to come around out of the south, and that's why we're seeing that smoke getting transported aloft towards the Dow. So we had some thunderstorms this evening down in Harney County. Not very many. Had a few lightning strikes, but we expect more to pop up. There you go. More to pop up during the afternoon tomorrow and again on Friday. Anywhere from Wallowa County right on down through Malheur, Harney Lake, and parts of Klamath County and into Central Oregon as well. And that's why we've got a fire weather warning until Friday night for that reason. Also, a dense marine fog advisory on the Central Coast. We're getting some good upwelling this summer along the coast. That's when you get the cold, deep water coming up to the surface, and that's helping to create fog on that part of the coast. So be aware of that if you go out early tomorrow morning. 90 was our high today, our 14th 90-degree day of the year. 90s common around the state, especially east of the Cascades. Medford and Pendleton 94, outdone though by the 96 in John Day, 60s and 70s on the coast. Off the coast, there's another weather system here. What's interesting is the pattern over the west. Generally high pressure, but there's this weak little upper level system in here that's creating all of the thunderstorms you're seeing. There's some monsoon moisture that's gotten trapped here too. And we're starting to get southerly flow in spite of the fact that there's this weak circulation there, which would normally give us more of a northerly flow. But the winds are beginning to come around out of the south, and that'll be the trend going forward. So for that reason, we are watching the potential for thunderstorms. Also, at the same time, we're getting a little bit of a surge of onshore flow tonight. So tomorrow morning, some low clouds possible in parts of the Portland area. Not a widespread deal, but as you look at the afternoon, thunderstorms again between Baker City and Burns. This is Thursday afternoon. And then as we go into Friday, this is interesting. Little system winding up here over northeast Oregon for rain in the morning on Friday. So this may be the first wetting rains that we've had in quite a while in really any part of Oregon. But if that little circulation center does indeed develop, then there'll be some pretty good rainfall up in the Wallowas and the Blues and the Elkhorns. And then we go back to sunshine as we go into Friday, and the thunderstorm threat will end by Saturday. But then next week, another interesting wrinkle to the forecast is this. This potentially could bring us showers and definitely will bring us cooler weather next week. I'm not totally sold on the potential for rain. If we get any, it'll likely be super light, but at least I'm saying there's a chance, and then likely getting back to warm weather again as we go into the following weekend. It is 72 right now in Portland, another really beautiful warm summer evening. Morning fog and then clearing on the coast. Temperatures about where they've been. If you've been making the 70s, you'll do that again. If you've been topping out of the 60s, you'll top out there again. Patchy low clouds rather in the valleys, and then sunny and in the upper 80s, so we drop a degree or two, but not a lot. Cascades still mainly sunny. Not seeing thunderstorms in the Cascades tomorrow, but in eastern Oregon, we will see it, especially down south. In the gorge, west winds cranking up to about 20 miles an hour, maybe a little bit stronger at times as you go out towards the Dalles. And clear tonight and sunny and warm again tomorrow. We'll drop our high from 90 today to 88 tomorrow, then back to 90 on Saturday, 93 Sunday. Looks like the hottest day of this stretch. And then cooling off that high on 80 degrees on Tuesday. I may have to revise that downward to like 77 or 78.
Oh, a couple little raindrops, but otherwise all sunshine and blue skies.